How can you build muscle and lose fat at the same time? A lot of people on the internet think the answer is simple. You can't. If you want to build muscle, you need to do a proper bulk, and if you want to lose fat, you need to do a proper cut. I think this idea has made its way into the mainstream from old bodybuilding lore, where it was thought that you had to be in a massive caloric surplus to build size and then trim down for competition. But recent scientific evidence has challenged this idea. For example, this 2013 study from Garth and colleagues found that even when they overfed subjects by 600 extra calories per day, they actually didn't gain significantly more muscle, but did gain over 3 times the fat mass. So nearly all the extra bulk came as fat. Now I should say I don't actually have anything against cutting and bulking. In the right circumstances, I think it makes perfect sense. And many of you guys know, last year I ran a pretty hefty bulk myself that I called bear mode. And I still think that if you want to gain as much muscle and strength as possible, as fast as possible, then being in a bigger caloric surplus is the way to go. However, this quicker muscle gain will come at the expense of more fat gain as well. And many people simply don't want that, but just accept it as an inevitability. But it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, it's perfectly possible to build muscle without a large surplus or even without any surplus at all, because fat tissue and muscle tissue are separate systems. And I've broken down the math explaining why this is possible in another video that I'll link below. Now, many people will get on board with this and say, okay, building muscle while losing fat is possible, but not really practical because it only applies in a handful of more limited and obscure scenarios. But I think these scenarios aren't as limited as they seem. And I would say body recomposition is a realistic goal, not only for some people, but nearly all people. So let's quickly cover the situations where I think recomposition makes the most sense.